Thunder crashed over Rome like the heavens were screaming, but even that couldn't smother the bone-chilling cries leaking from the emperor's private chambers. Picture it, cold marble halls, not shaking from war or Senate shouting matches, but from something way uglier, way more twisted. Senator Lucius Marcus stands there, stuck like a statue, torch in his quivering hand, flames flickering across polished stone. His breath's short, his heart's pounding, and he's dying to look away, but the guards flanking him growl, "Hold it steady, Senator. The Emperor needs his light, you see." Behind that heavy door. No grand feast, no state meeting, just a young girl, barely 14, her innocence shredded. She's not a daughter anymore, not even a person. Just a number in a book, a cold stat in the Empire's twisted pleasure machine. And the dads of Rome, men who once led legions, wrote laws, stood tall in the forum. Now they're props, holding torches to light their own daughter's destruction. The empire that crushed nations, it's eating its own families alive. This isn't some wild tale or juicy gossip. This is history, raw, ugly, and real. The darkest, most horrific sexual crimes of Caligula the Insane. When Tiberius finally croaked in March 37th, the AD, yeah, AD for you folks in the US and UK, Rome let out a massive sigh. Imagine 23 years under that paranoid tyrant. Endless treason trials, fear so thick you could choke on it. Senators walked on eggshells. Regular people forgot what hope felt like. Even the Praetorian Guard, those elite soldiers, were desperate for a new hero. Then comes Gaius Julius Caesar Augustus Germanicus, Caligula, or Little Boots, a nickname from his kid days trailing his dad, the war hero Germanicus, through muddy army camps. To Romans, he wasn't just another emperor. He was Augustus's heir, the kid raised among soldiers, not pampered in palaces. The people's champ. His rise sparked pure joy, cheers, celebrations, hope that Rome could be great again. Those first months, Caligula was a rock star. He swept into Rome with charm, tossing bonuses to soldiers, slashing taxes that crushed the poor, and staging gladiator fights that soaked the arena in blood for days. Senators ate up his speeches, whispering, "This guy's got Julius's spark and Augustus's heart." Some even cried, thinking they'd been saved from Tiberius's shadow. Altars smoked with sacrifices, markets buzzed with optimism. After years of gloom, here was a guy who smiled, laughed, seemed human. Can you imagine the relief? But hold up. Behind that golden grin, something dark was brewing. It started small, like a tiny crack in a perfect statue you barely notice. A kitchen girl vanishes. Palace says she bolted, scared of punishment. Then whispers hit. Her body's in the Tiber River, marked with wounds so vile even tough guards won't talk. Then 2 more slaves, a 15-year-old boy, a 17-year-old girl, gone. Their corpses float back, faces twisted in agony. Palace, silent. Caligula keeps smiling in public like nothing's wrong. Rome, still buzzing from his early wins, shrugs it off. He's young, right? Power makes you wild. He'll settle down. That's what they told themselves, ignoring the dread creeping in. Then, bam. October 37th AD, 6 months in, Caligula gets hit with a mystery illness. Fever, delirium, thrashing between life and death. Rome freezes. Temples overflow with prayers, oxen slaughtered, people begging the gods to save their golden boy. Even battle-hardened soldiers who'd scoff at omens, mutter pleas to Mars and Jupiter. When he finally stumbles out weeks later, pale but alive, the city erupts. Feasts, celebrations, senators calling it a miracle. But those closest, they swear he came back different. That fever didn't just burn his body, it torched his soul. He's not human anymore. He's a god, he thinks, above laws, above decency. What's a mortal's rules to a divine emperor? At first, it's subtle, hidden in glitzy palace dinners. Senators' wives get private invites, can't say no. Their husbands don't dare ask. Noble boys honored with palace gigs. They end up painted with makeup, draped in silk, humiliated props. Rome mutters he's just young, it'll fade. But it doesn't fade, it hardens. He swaps loyal guards for cruel brutes, bound by shared depravity, not duty. He picks a freedman, Helicon, as his pleasure master, a guy who knows survival means getting Caligula whatever sick thing he wants. No questions. By summer 38 AD, the mask's off. The imperial archives. They're not just tracking taxes anymore, they're logging people. Senators' daughters, knights' wives, merchants' sons. All reduced to numbers, like cattle. Rome's proud civilization, now a marketplace for human dignity, auctioned off by one man's whims. What started as private sick stuff, it's public policy now, those torches in senators' hands. They're lighting their own kids' ruin. Rome's soul, it's rotting, fast. Those dark whispers in palace halls. They turn into a full-on state machine of horror. Caligula's twisted desires don't stay behind closed doors. They become official, written down like boring tax records. The archives fill with new scrolls, names turned to numbers, people as inventory. It's bureaucracy hiding pure evil. Senators, once strutting with pride, now shuffle through palaces with hollow eyes. Speak against a law. Your daughter's name hits the ledger. Question a tax. Your wife's summoned. Stay quiet? Just delays the inevitable. Caligula doesn't just go after strangers, he targets the untouchable, the bonds that hold Rome together. When senators first hold torches, forced to light their daughter's violation, that's when depravity becomes policy. It's not just bodies, it's minds. Dads become accomplices, mums silent witnesses. The empire? From conquest to a nightmare of inner terror. Palace rooms, built so screams carry to the next hall, where others wait, knowing what's coming. Torches, placed just right so dads see everything. Guards drill them. Stand here, hold high, no muttering, or more names get added. These men whose ancestors conquered nations now stand like ghosts, torches burning brighter than their lost honor. When the elite break, what hope's left for the rest? The city hums with vanishings, noble women gone for good, sons back painted and broken. Stories spread in taverns, but speak up. You're done. Attention means your name's in the ledger, your dignity gone. Caligula's genius, twisted as it is, making everyone complicit. Senators bound by their own shame can't fight back. They're trapped, silenced by their own guilt. Archaeologists later find ledger fragments, cold, hard facts, dates, ratings, like trading grain. Item 247, female, senatorial, restricted. Behind it, a shattered girl, a broken family, a dad holding a torch. By early 39 AD, it's a system. Guards grab, architects design horror chambers, scribes tally agony like it's wheat. Private sick becomes public rot. Torches don't just light torment, they light Rome's collapse. Of all Caligula's horrors, nothing cuts deeper than attacking family, his own sisters, Drusilla, Julia Livilla, Agrippina the Younger. They're Augustus's blood, Rome's pride. Violating strangers, tyranny. Violating sisters in front of senators. That's a whole new level of evil. It screams, nothing's safe. It goes public at a massive banquet, 300 senators, priests, foreign envoys. Golden lamps glow, music plays, but the air's tense. Everyone's faking smiles. Then Caligula grabs Drusilla's hand, crossing every line. The room stops breathing. He declares loud and clear, "My divine sisters, blessed by Jupiter, like Juno to his throne." He twists myth to make it holy. Senators face a trap, clap or it's treason. So they clap, hollow sounds echoing, sealing their daughters' fates. Rumors about him and Drusilla. Old news. During his fever, she's the only one allowed near. After, he calls her his consort, exiles her husband. She's at his side for audiences, ceremonies, not as sister, but as priestess, victim, prop. Julia fights back, gets crushed. Agrippina? She's smarter, hides her rage, waits. But resistance? Useless. Rome's his stage, sisters his actors. Drusilla pregnant. He calls it a godchild in the Senate. They vote honors, pray for it, celebrating incest like it's divine. Can you imagine? June 38th, AD, she dies, childbirth, poison, truths lost. His grief doesn't soften him, it breaks him further. He names her a goddess, builds temples, demands worship. Her victimhood, now state religion, Julia and Agrippina, forced to play Drusilla, her clothes, words in ceremonies that mock grief. Resist, die, comply, lose your soul. In palace rites, senators watch him claim his bloodline, taunting, "If my sisters, what about your daughters?" No law, no bond, no family is safe. Ledgers log it, sisters as property, kids as entries. Family Rome's bedrock? Poisoned. Caligula's real trick, dressing his lust in paperwork, making the palace an evil factory. East wing, temple of divine service, looks sacred, altars, hymns. But inside, wives, daughters as offerings, humiliation as ritual. Elites get ivory tokens, show up, trade your wife's dignity for favors. It's logged, performance, revenue, like a business. Archives, blackmail gold, complicit. You're silenced forever, not enough. He starts a breeding program. Doctors, once healers, now treat women like livestock, measuring, pairing for traits. Pregnancies tracked, kids seized, sorted, soldiers, palace toys, laborers. Birth, just inventory, families, erased, replaced by categories. Worst of all, noble boys, Rome's future, feminized. Mirrors force them to watch. Oils, silks, names like Flora, not Marcus. Assessed for beauty, obedience. Dads rank them, resist, punished. Ledgers, some found today, show the horror, classifications, revenue, optimize inventory. Suffering as profit. By late 39 AD, the palace is a factory. Guards grab, docs process, scribes record, senators shut up. Family, just utility. Sacred, ink on scrolls, the torchbearer's duty. That's the heart of Rome's ruin. Dads light their daughters' destruction, frozen, forced to watch. Summons come at dawn. Bring your girl, hold the torch. Refuse. Family's done. The corridor's a tomb, marble, sconces exact. Doors open, you see it all. Guards bark, steady or worse. Dads mutter poems, math, anything to escape. But the cries, the emperor's taunts, pierce through. Wall scratches, we breathe as damned. Gods forgive emperors. Despair carved proof they were forced. Senators pass in silence, eyes empty. Some drink, some die by their own swords. Most just exist, souls gone. The horror hits home. Daughters can't look at dads, families break. Love, a weapon now. Caligula's death, January 24th, 41 AD, stabbed in a theatre, doesn't fix it. Ledgers, sconces remain. Ruins later show it. Names as items, despair in stone. His legacy? Power plus paperwork equals lasting evil. Rome's scarred, daughters flinch at storms, sons grow weak, families whisper shame. This isn't gossip, it's fact, dug from ruins, written in ledgers. Unsettled. Good. History's a warning. Feel that chill. Share this. Dare friends face the past. Subscribe for more dark truths where power and horror collide. Thanks for sticking with me.